But baby, we're live. What up? We're here, Tokyo Crypto Show. We're in the new studio, and we're debuting to the most loyal fans, the people like you who watch crypto. And we're here to tell you today that the fucking crypto markets are being manipulated. This is all some bullshit. I can't believe this shit happened on October 1st. I can't believe they were this brazen and blatant about it. But hey, here we are, and let's go. It's manipulation season. It's crime season. Let's make some money. Guys, what's up? Welcome to October. Jesus Christ, man. What are we going to do?
It looks like, well, if you're in, you'll be making some money. So that's good. It's just, yeah. I've been trying to, like, we've been on the chats, and I've just been like, look, bearish case. Is this distribution? Is this all just absolutely fake and bullshit? And it was like, well, look, like yesterday, we were at 114,000. It was like, if we get over 118 and close, then you kind of can't really be too bearish then. Like, you can say new 60-day cycle, new weekly cycle, off we go. And then overnight, it just fucking jumps up $5,000. And now, you know, we just hit 119,000 and some change, like fucking 20 minutes ago.
I mean, it's okay. Like, dude, okay, I'm going to, okay. So today's show, guys, we're just going to talk to you about how basically they are just blatantly manipulating the market. And it's a free for all. God knows what's going to happen. Welcome to the most honest crypto show on the planet. Okay. This is okay. Cause I woke up this morning and I saw this hit my desk at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm just going to share this. And I just was like, fuck everybody. I just can't even believe this shit. Okay. Waking up, just in $70 billion was added to crypto market in under 30 minutes. I'm sure it's just Steve buying some stuff. No big deal. But clearly, they think we're stupid. And the majority of people in crypto are stupid, but like blatant manipulation. So clearly some shit's about to go down in Q4. That's for sure. I woke up to this. I frantically called Alex to cuss and scream. He intelligently avoided the call, and Steve had to pick it up. Where Steve got an earful today. What are your thoughts on this, Alex? Like, you know,
well, the fact that it was like, oh, September's a down month, and then October's where it kicks off, and they wasted absolutely no time. It was just like, oh, 1st of October, fuck, off we go. It wasn't right on the open. It was like, oh, let's wait 9 hours for us to like get up and get to work, and then let's start fucking with it. So yeah, I mean, the fact that like 70 billion with a B, that's crazy. Like, how do you even like what? That has to be like coordinated. Like, one exchange can't just eat $70 billion of inflows in less than an hour. So we shall see what happens. Now, if we'll be screaming and carrying on the other way, if like tomorrow it just like drops down, then I just feel like, for fuck's sake.
At this rate, who fucking knows?
Who knows? But if you're trying to think that like, we're still operating as if 4-year cycle shit is just continuing on schedule. So with that in mind, you kind of are running out of reasons to be bearish in the short term. There's been plenty of, we topped at 124. We're just doing months of distribution. But we had weekly cycle ending. We had September that's usually really shit, closing 5% and a bit above where it opened. I've been screaming for the last few shows about how September, which is end of a cycle, we want to see a month down, and we got fucking like $100 down, which in $120,000 asset is fuck all. So we got like the smallest amount of down. We ended up with an up, which is generally unusual for September. And then we started off October and we've just punched up, and we've gone over, like we've gone monthly up now. We've beaten the September highs. So that is something you don't really see in a declining phase of a 60-day cycle. So the big thing is this all just absolutely like a big, and it turns out the weekly cycle's got one more 60-day? I don't think so, because then we just run out of time. So we have enough time to do a Q4 peak if we started a weekly cycle a couple of days ago, which we can look at in the chart in a bit. But if we still are fucking around, like, there is no time to have that top in Q4. So we're probably started. We might be at the beginning of we've been expecting some sort of crazy run for 4, 5, 6 weeks at least. So perhaps this is it. Obviously, we don't know because everything is just fucking going crazy. But you know, you can't say it's bearish for us to go monthly up at the start of a cycle. So,
yeah. I mean, it's just. I mean, if we could be, if we could just be down to one soundbite only.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
That's the backbone of cryptocurrency. So you're telling me we might have something here. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Crypto is like, it's like a couple years ago it was super easy because you could kind of bet on the manipulation because there wasn't too much to fucking see what's going on. But now it's like,
yeah. You could like board anything, but now it's so fickle now. A bunch of people like went, oh, Solana, it's going crazy, and they like piled in at like 250, and then boom, 190, like just like a week later, and then they get out, and then boom, 220. It's just so. Oh yeah, it's been very, very choppy. So for those who have just stayed allocated or have just like fucked off a while ago and are looking to get back in, it's been a better time. But yeah, just people just let
Mr. TradFi talk over here. Yeah. I'm about to give up everything and go to TradFi.
It's that bad. Oh my god.
Let's talk. I mean, Steve, how have things been doing in TradFi? Like, I mean, gold all-time high today. Everything's looking
bullish. Great. Very bullish on TradFi side of things. As a matter of fact, I will say I'm more bullish on gold than I am on crypto or TradFi markets in general. Like, the thing with gold is basically they surveyed every last central bank and its dog, and they pretty much, something like 48% of them said they're going to continue buying gold throughout all of 2025. None of them expected for their own central bank to sell or for other central banks to sell, and a lot of them are projected to continue to buy out for the next 3 years. So, you know, the other thing is that if the developing world as well as middle income countries allocate as much as their own assets away from dollars and away from treasuries, and they put their own money into gold at the same rate that the US has, like, okay, for example, China has 10% of its central bank holdings in gold. The US is 70%, France is 70%, Germany has 70%, and there's been a push by these middle income and lower income countries to get up to that 70% threshold. It's predicted that if all of them in tandem do that, the price of gold will go up to $6,000 an ounce. So I'm bullish as all shit on gold. That's what I've been buying. Actually, not directly gold, but gold mining stocks. Reason being, gold miners tend to go up. Let's say gold goes up by 1%. A gold miner will usually go up by 2.5 to 3% on average.
Like Bitcoin. It's just like the Bitcoin mining fucking thing.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
S&P 500, general TradFi, not talking about gold. NVIDIA, new all-time high, first company to hit $1 trillion. Give us some more sauce on what's going on in TradFi, Steve.
Sure. So as we've been talking for a while, jobs have been falling off a cliff. They've actually been revising former jobs reports just lower and lower. I mean, we've been talking about this for a minute on the show now, but now we're at that rollover point. Now we're at the point where the Federal Reserve actually says, oh shit, about the jobs market, where it's no longer like, yeah, guys, it's falling. They made 250,000 new jobs this month. Oh, this month's 190,000. No, it's back up to 210,000. No, that shit's going negative. Literally in the last report, the only positive jobs growth created was in the healthcare sector and in government and in basically like government related work. So basically anything private related shed work. That's a terrible sign. They have to cut rates. But, you know, I mean, my prediction for September is that they were going to cut in September, and they did. Now I'm expecting cuts in November and December, respectively, as well, because they have to. The most recent report, if you actually do a plus minus on everything, you actually had negative jobs growth, which is also leads me into my next section. I'm very confident at the rate that they're going to cut rates, and just to the extent that, like, spending is kept up in the economy, actual real GDP is kept up in the economy, exports are doing really well. Like on all the rich people ends of the economy, shit's going great. But for like the common man and his ability to get a job, that's going terribly. And the Federal Reserve is only legally upheld to two different mandates: inflation and jobs. And inflation's dying and oil prices continue to stay low, right? So that's an overall just basically headwind in our favor, keeping down inflation, right? So if oil continues to stay low, which it will because OPEC is producing shit tons right now, they actually announced another production increase today on top of the others that they announced back in August and July. Oil's going to keep going lower. Gas will probably keep going lower, which will help overall inflation in the US, which will give the Federal Reserve further space to cut rates. And I think the market knows that, and that's why the market's been willing to buy the hell out of the S&P. The other thing is that quarter two earnings, I mentioned this a few times, but I just have to keep reiterating it, which is why we're still strong for quarter four. For all the quarter two earnings, and by the way, Q3 will be announced in late October to early November. But the Q2 earnings were actually the strongest, with 80% of companies either meeting or beat expectations. That's the strongest we've had since 2021. So even if the regular old Joe Sam doesn't have a job because rich people and the upper middle class are able to keep spending, that's how these companies are still able to get their earnings beats, right? And that's where you're getting the strength in the TradFi. So pretty much strong earnings, strong spending, strong GDP, but jobs are falling. We need to defend jobs, so we're going to cut rates. And that's going to go on through Q4. Now, here's the problem. Here's the fly in the ointment, if you will. Cyclically, like if you're a chart reader, Alex, I can't call this, but technically the charts would be bearish for Q1 and Q2 of 2026. Technically.
Here comes this fucking Q1 opium. Let's go. Super cycle. Let's hear it.
Raoul Paul said it's going up.
No. This isn't some super cycle shit. This is me actually saying I have no idea for Q1 of 2026. Reason being is they're going to keep cutting rates into 2026. That much is true. But if we're actually looking at history, there's been two other instances where the Federal Reserve chose to cut rates, but markets fell anyway because jobs fell off a cliff too quickly, right? And jobs are falling off. Let's not forget it. Jobs are falling off.
Yeah.
If those numbers go from, I think it was negative 15,000 for last month, if you see negative 80,000, negative 100,000 in terms of the net jobs created, that's going to crash markets. And I'm not going to lie to you, the jobs market could turn over. My own game plan, for those who want to know, how does Steve expect to survive nuclear fallout, right? I'm going to sell a lot of my risk on positions around probably late November and December. Anything that's risky, anything that's degenerate in my portfolio, I'm selling in those months. That is my exit plan. What is my long-term hold? Admittedly, I'm a TradFi guy, so I'm going to be buying gold. Gold goes up in recessions. It goes up when people are scared. Central banks are already buying gold, so regardless of whether or not there's a recession or not, that's basically how I'm going to sit out Q1, because Q1 could still be bullish. They are cutting rates. Jobs don't have to fall off, but I don't know that. And because I don't know that, I can't tell you what Q1's going to be, but I can tell you gold's going to be solid. So that's what I'm doing.
Fair analysis. CC Canadian 279, which is basically like $1 and change. He says, hit eject at the next hit of extreme greed. I don't know, Alex, if you saw me, I was losing my mind in the private chat because we had fucking fear and greed at like 37 2 days ago. Now it's at like 64. I hate everything. I hate everything. Like, I am crypto. I am your built-in sentiment indicator. Oh my God. Just fucking ridiculous. But it all seems compromised. Like, I know this is like probably terrible for people, like terrible fucking education, but like, I just got to be real. Like, this shit just seems so fucking compromised. And then like we're just gambling at this point. And, like as you get towards the end of the crypto it's just more and more danger. You're in more and more danger every day.
So one thing that happens actually is JP Morgan, they love to manipulate the shit out of the price of silver. They love to manipulate the shit out of the price of silver. So now that you have BlackRock and co buying up Bitcoin ETFs, you can expect them to do in crypto what they've done in TradFi for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
Like these investment banks, believe you me, these investment banks are not above manipulating markets. I think the only way you're going to get 70 billion in 30 minutes, I mean, unless like a Russian oligarch's trying to like flee Putin, trying to snipe his ass or something, the only way you're going to get 70 billion suddenly showing up in crypto is, I think, an ETF monkeying around. That's how I see it.
Yeah, but even then, like we'd have an ETF inflow like, oh, $500 million. Like if we got $1 billion of inflows in a day, that's like, whoa, very nice. So if we're like, once again, we've like compressed it to 30 minutes. Like what?
Yeah,
what? Who the fuck hit the send button on that thing? Like that's crazy.
That is manipulated as shit.
Yeah, and like nothing. Well, I mean, things did skyrocket this morning. Bitcoin jumped big this morning, didn't it? What was actually, Alex? Why don't we just add some sense to my incoherent rambling with charts?
Yeah. Let's do it. Make it slightly more coherent, perhaps.
Let's go.
Maybe it'll work in the opposite. All right.
Here we go. Let's pull those up full chart. All right, there you go.
All right,
you guys are doing great.
So here we go. Monthly up. Ba-ba-da-bow. Huge. That's great. So now we can add one up all of a sudden.
Oh my God. That was a spec last night when we had our meeting.
That's what I was saying. We were down here and I was like, look, if we go monthly up, that's when we can start talking about, we had the low and now we most likely, like overwhelmingly, it should just go up now.
Can you talk to them how we counted it down to the second of that thing restarted going? Because that was genius on your end.
Well, yeah, we were just waiting for the because we had the meeting and I was like, oh, before we get off, let's just wait because it was a couple more minutes before we got the daily close. And so this sort of candle, you might think, oh, it's like, it's a top kind of thing because it's red and it's got a long wick and now it's just going to fill it. That's what's been happening on like frequently. We just kind of fill it on the way back down again. But we're like, oh, let's just see where we close. And then we sort of, at a logical spot. So around these lines, my magical GAMFAN lines. So where we closed just under the line. So okay, cool, we've got to recapture that. So we went down for the first like 15 minutes of the day. And then we came back above and then it did nothing. And so we go, cool, we're still looking good. It's a higher high here, but we're just waiting. This is where we got to take out. So we'll just wait. And we thought we're still only on, day 50 something of our, quote unquote 60-day cycle, day 54 for a low. So, we still have room to move into next week for a low. So let's just see what's going on and not like jump the gun. But then just last night, fucking 12 hours ago, just boom, off it fucking goes. And that's crazy. And this was before the 30-minute, the 70 billion in 30 minutes was announced as well. It started to kick off. So other people know in advance that we're not privy to that shit's going up. So that's great. Now you might sit here and go, well, is this the top now? It's like, well, how many times are you going to say, is this the top? Is this the top? And now it's going to come back down. Like we've cleared some good regions. We've gone monthly up. So, if they're really pushing, basically, this is really, really positive. And if it's all just absolutely fake and gay and there's someone scheming behind the scenes, then, you should just cancel your TradingView subscription because that means TA in all forms and even fundamental shit in all forms doesn't work anymore because someone is just fucking with the price. So there's always like a level of fuckery that goes on. But when it gets way too much, then as John said, it just becomes gambling. So we'll see. I still have faith. We're getting a bit more unhinged now, but that's just because we're getting towards the end of the market. And honestly, from what we've been saying about how Q4, like we've been saying this for, a year and a half, 18 months, 20 months, Q4, 2025, that's where we're expecting some fireworks. And so far, despite our best efforts to find contrary narratives, so far it seems like that's just kicking off. So now we just sort of go, okay, cool, there's our low, and we're expecting a high low in 60 days sometime. So where will that high low be? It might be where we are right now. It could be the previous all-time high. But, wow. We're looking by November, day 45, time frame, we want to see some fireworks. We want to see some craziness. And if we get that, then we will get our 85 fear and greed. And then we will, and maybe for the first time in ages, this market will give us a clean setup, because it really hasn't done that. If it gave us a big low, then everyone could have been like, fucking let's leverage the shit up. Off we go, because there's our big low. We didn't get that. We just got like dicking around sideways. And so you sit there and going, well, that's usually kind of bullish. So is this bullish, or is this someone who's like fucking playing a trick on me here? So with this recapture and a solid close, like that is a solid close above the last high we got, because like where it closed was at 117. We got all the way up to 118, like 594 close, bang, super solid. So, you know, maybe we pause, maybe we come down for a few days, but this is signaling it wants to go. It wants to go up. Here we go. And so let's see if we get the follow through on Ethereum. Let's see if we get the follow through on Solana. We got like a beautiful bang, 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 bang. We gave up a lot of the move, but off we go again. So we shall see. We shall see. And now it remains to be seen if this is like Bitcoin dominance kind of thing, where we've come up and now we're going to come back down, or if Ethereum will outpace Solana, or vice versa. So now it's kind of down to these guys, what they want to do. But everyone's probably going to follow Bitcoin at this stage. And I might bring up Bitcoin dominance because that is showing a bit of life again.
Yeah.
So we want to see Bitcoin dominance. You
Yep.
know, maybe we just stick around. We get to about 59.60. You know, somewhere around here, blah, 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 and then we continue down. Firmly believe that this is still just an overall downtrend. So we should see it going down. The kind of crazy thing to think about is that last time we had the peak, you know, well, first peak and second peaks kind of thing, we were down in the 40% region. And that isn't, it appears to be an awful long way to go. So we'll see what happens. We've had these discussions about like the total crypto market cap and how we were expecting it to get to at least this 5 trillion target. So we'll have to run some numbers then, basically. If we get to 5 trillion and, you know, Bitcoin's 140, then where's everyone else at? Because if Bitcoin's at 140,000, but it's only 40% of the market cap, then the market cap has to be higher for everything else to run up to their higher targets. So we might be sitting here in, you know, next week or, you know, at the start of November, and this market's just blown us away. Now, obviously, it's like maybe it'll just fall to shit and we'll all just, you know, take our ball and go home. But it just, if it's going to drop, it really has kind of run out of time to do so. That would be most unusual, and like honestly, no one can be blamed if we get kind of stopped out, because, you know, it's had so many opportunities to prove that it's going to go down, and instead it's done the complete opposite and actually given us a relatively bullish, and not even relatively, like a very, very bullish case. We got fuck all down on the month. Fuck all down. In a month that's typically terrible. Typically we'll wick down and close in the red. We closed in the green. Even with, you know, like it's, and then we've started off October and just boom, we're off. And we've gone up too much for it to still be this 60-day cycle, to take out a day 45 high and then instead be like, oh, no, we're topping here on fucking topping on day 60. And then what? And then we're going to have a low on day 61, day 62. Like what? You think it's going to suddenly drop, you know, 20% or 15% from here and get us all the way down to like the $100,000 range? Like I don't think so. If that happened, then everyone will be saying, yeah, fuck this shit, bull market's done, because that is just ridiculous. So I would say that's a very, very, very unlikely chance of it going down at this point in a meaningful way. Technically, it's just looking beautiful. Now, I'm just ranting because we're all just like, fucking, here we go, finally. But guys, jump in if you want. If there's anything specific you want to look at or talk about. It's just looking good. It's looking good.
No, it's like, I want to be happy, but
yeah,
there's no happiness allowed in crypto. Happiness is always punished in crypto.
yes, exactly.
Couple chats real quick. So My Truth won $5 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. He says, so let's just role play and say that 10 billion. So it wasn't 10, it was 70. So it's like did the price move violently? I mean, it did this morning, right? What was the daily candle today for Bitcoin? I'm assuming it was gigantic, right?
We had 4%.
Let me just. You look at Bitcoin US dollar, right? On Bitstamp.
Yeah, Bitcoin US dollar. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
This is Binance.
So
on,
yeah,
you know,
here, I got it.
On a $1.3 trillion asset, it went up 4% in.
Right. So this is what we woke up to here. We went from 114 to 118.7. So it's a lot of fucking money. So obviously some serious fucking manipulation was going on this morning. And it's like the timing is just like I woke up and I was like, you know, you're supposed to be happy, but I was like, look at this fucking bullshit. Look at this fucking scamming sons of bitches. Like, get me in on the deals. Let me, piece me in on the corruption. So I'm not guessing on the other side of the screen here. But like, yeah, it's blatantly, guys, it's blatant manipulation. I'm just going to keep it 1,000%. And we just don't know. Like, it's okay. At this point in crypto, because now I've been in crypto, this is my third bull cycle, okay? So I've been in this shit 12 years, guys. I bought, not 12 years. I bought my first Bitcoin in December of 2016. So I'm 9 years in the game, okay? I bought my first Bitcoin, it was $800, okay? And I've been through a lot of shit. And you see, the problem here that really kind of like kind of makes me a little unsettled is these narratives, like the alt season, the Q4 being booming, all of this stuff. Like these guys at BlackRock, these guys at these top level companies, they know this shit. They're not a bunch of old stupid people. I have met former BlackRock employees. I coach people now who are in BlackRock. And they know this stuff. They know this shit inside and out, and they're playing us. So you really have to like understand that, yes, it's all good, fine and dandy right now, but your spider senses should be tingling, and you should just be like, all right, this is too, like, because, bro, I woke up, I was like, what the, it's fucking October 1st, and you're already pumping the markets. Like, you're not going to inch it in. You're not going to, like, kind of like, oh, tease it up, bring it down. Just, okay, we're in. Okay, just fucking, like, no foreplay, no condom. Like, here we go, we're in, we're having sex.
Yeah.
You know?
They just said, September, don't worry about it, guys. Just wait, let's get some drinks, and then 1st of October, bang. There's no, like, there's nothing organic about it. I mean, it's organic in that, October it goes up, but they were just waiting. They strolled into the office. They got a cappuccino. They chatted with the boys. 10:15. They're not in a rush. They sit there, roll over. Like, all right, push the button. You fucking push the button.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Just pump it 70 billion. Anyways, so I was fucking my wife last night, and
they click that button and they fuck off and play golf, and they come back 4 weeks later and they sell. Like, oh, that was easy. We just made a couple billion.
We're rich.
It's easy when you make the rules.
No problem. It's
Why doesn't everyone do it?
We should have gotten this crypto shit earlier. So a couple things. Make money makes a good point. Steve, I'll tag you right in. He says every time there's a government shutdown, there's been a bit of weird pump. Well, gold goes up because people buying gold is them not having faith in the government. Bottom line, that's it. Because the dollar is backed by the government. The government shuts down. People are like, fuck this. Government doesn't work. We're gonna fucking just buy some gold. But it's been on a tear all year too, to be honest. Steve, you're gonna say something, pal?
Yeah, no. I just wanted to answer my truth's question. He said, what does it look like at the end of this year, Q2 2026? To me, there's no way to predict what somebody trying to manipulate the market is going to do with their money. Long and the short of it, the reason why you do a market manipulation like this is to try and bait a bunch of people into buying in so that you then sell on their liquidity, or maybe you're doing something fancy with options and you line up a call and then buy in and then have other people buy in higher and then you cash out on your call option. Rather than trying to figure out what they're going to do or not do, I would just say make a plan, hold, and stick to it. with all due respect, Alex, I don't know if I would try to trade or like weekly trade this market or day trade this market when
I agree.
this kind of shit's going on. Yeah, I would just say like holding through Q4, selling some whenever you're feeling good, sell in December.
Not financial advice, not financial advice.
Like that's what I would do if I was in your shoes. Look, I am not you, you are not me, but if I were in your shoes, that's what I would consider.
Yeah.
Hold. Don't try to read into their like quite honestly, how you get screwed over by scammers like that is by trying to make predictions based off of their manipulation. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna figure this out. No, just whenever they're buying in, whenever they're selling it out of, the market's gonna keep marching in a certain direction ultimately. And you're better off just trying to ride that larger wave in the big scheme of things.
Yeah, and like people are you know, they're like, how can I like this? Okay, I'm hearing two things now. People are like, the 4-year cycle is now a 5-year cycle. That's just
bullshit.
That, like just
I love it though. That's good. Yes, because that means it will be a 4-year cycle. Like that's why. Like yes, 5. It's 6.
Take them out back and just take grandpa's shotgun and just you know.
Yeah. Tell me about the rabbits, George.
Idiot. Yeah, look at the flowers, George. So real quick, just to talk about what else is going on. So BlackRock's numbers are not in yet, but already we have inflows popping up early on this. Well, it's not early, it's 9:48. As you can see here, let's go full screen real quick. My Truth, thanks for the $5 super chat, brother. You're a great friend. As you can see, they had $3.79 billion in volume today. First of all, that's just IBIT. That's just fucking BlackRock. Okay. Grayscale, $9 million in. Grayscale Mini, $10 million in. Arc Capital, $6 million. Bitwise was $60 million. And then Fidelity with a large $180 million. So already $250 million plus of the inflows flowing in. That is on today, the first month of October. So looks like, you know, they got the call. They are making the acquisitions on the 1st of October. Let me check Farside to see if any the Ethereum numbers are starting to bleed in slowly. I just got one. Looks like Fidelity, 37 million inflows on the Ethereum. Not that big, but they're buying, and that's green. So, you know, I wouldn't say the top is near. I wouldn't say it's near. But a couple things you got to look forward to. They're going to cut rates in October. There is no meeting in November, Steve, right?
Oh, no,
I'm pretty sure there's not.
No, I think it's November, December.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'm right. I'm pretty sure because I've been obsessing over this. Maybe they'll have an emergency meeting.
Yeah, it says 28th, 29th of October, 9th, 10th of December.
Well, they'll meet to discuss policy, but whether or not they cut rates.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, even now. I'll pull up the Poly Market in the meantime while Steve, you do some research. Polymarket.com, probably one of the most reliable.
October.
Yeah, that's to see October 29th. We're basically at 91% chance they're going to do 25 basis points, and then December we're ramping up to 74, and then they're already looks like they got 2026. Okay, super cycle, let's go. No change on that. So there, I don't know, dude. Well, isn't Powell out? He's out, right, in December?
I think he leaves May of 2026. That's
when he leaves May. Okay,
up.
I know he was appointed in Q4. So I thought he was maybe relieved in Q4, but I was wrong.
Yeah.
Alex,
Probability of him leaving before his term expires is very low, apparently.
Did you want to pull this up, Alex? I see you have some chart stuff, or
which one? No. Oh,
no.
Oh, that was
okay.
That was just left from earlier, I think.
Oh, no worries. Okay, cool.
It would make sorry.
No, Steve, I'm actually going to pass it off to you. So, you know, you're looking at everything macro. You're looking at everything from, You know, you actually work in TradFi. You work directly with the CEO of the entire corporation. You're not like some guy filing paperwork in the back. You know, what is big money? Because, you know, you went to the Precious Metals Conference in Boca Raton in July.
Yep.
And you're really on the ground doing some serious work in the TradFi industry. Just give us like what's going on. I'm going to give you the full spring. And take your time too. Just give it to the people straight.
Sure. Basically the same as before, but if I was to focus on TradFi instead of gold, again, those earnings are holding up, and basically until earnings start to deteriorate in meaningful terms, or you get something more grand scheme financially related, like the Fed raising interest rates, you know, until either those earnings fail or you get some kind of major policy shift, I'm expecting, you know, this bull run to hold up at least through Q4. Because I don't think right now, from what we're getting from companies in terms of messaging and in terms of signaling, Q3 earnings, when they are released in late October and early November, those are set to be pretty strong, right? So I'm expecting further strength from there. The big question that's on my mind is this continuing job deterioration eventually going to eat into those earnings reports? Is this fall off in the jobs numbers, the amount of people that are being laid off, fired, the amount of people who can't find a job right now, the fact that they can't spend the money that they would want to spend money otherwise, is that going to hurt earnings reports in Q4? I don't know. I can't answer that question for you. So for that reason, that's why I'm choosing Q4 as an exit timing. Not only that, but I'm also ultimately banking on Fed rate cuts being able to basically carry the horse through to December. In terms of other indicators that you can also look at, the 10-year yield has been falling, so that makes bonds less attractive. Yields in bonds have been falling across the board. Spare like foreign super long dated bonds. That's a whole nother discussion though. In terms of the American side, bond yields are going down, which basically means that bonds as a security are becoming less attractive, and that's going to mean that people will sell those bonds for more risk-on assets, which is why I'm choosing to be risk-on in Q4. You know, basically bonds will pay you a certain amount of money per year, and that promised interest rate or that promised money is going down, so people are going to sell that security. Similarly to gold, people buy bonds when they're worried because it's technically guaranteed or fixed income, unless the person who, you know, is on the other end of that bond stops paying into it because they went bankrupt or something. It's technically guaranteed income, so you see bond prices rise when people are worried as well. However, given that those yields are falling, that liquidity will go into things like stocks and crypto. So that's where I'm putting my money.
Yeah, and
gist of it.
Well, yeah, that's I think also. Oops, shucks. Okay, guys.
AI spend's maintained as well, so I'm also still vested AI wise. Like I still am holding my Nvidia position.
You better. That shit's worth more than fucking gold at this point.
It had an all-time high today. I think it was like 186.
Yeah, I'm not expecting that shit to slow down anytime, bro. Do you know? Are you guys aware? Both of you guys, maybe not. Are you guys aware that power cost and electricity cost is going up around the
world? It's going out the ass.
Yeah,
because of AI.
It's going out the ass. Yeah,
because of AI. You know, because the data centers require that. That's the biggest thing about AI is it requires so much electricity for computing.
Yep.
You know,
that's why I'm buying Power Solutions International.
We're really gonna it's gonna be like the Matrix. They're just gonna harvest humans and plug us in. I mean, we're so easy to control. It's only a matter of time.
If you want to know one play I'm making, there's an engine maker called Power Solutions International. And what they do is they basically make engines that work on liquid natural gas. The price of liquid natural gas is falling, so the attractiveness of their products goes up. Basically, if anything goes wrong in the electrical grid or in the power grid, if anything, by the way, I've already bought into this stock, so technically I'd be front running you if you were to buy into this after me. But I'm just saying what I'm doing. you know, they take their engines, they give it to the data centers, and they run it on cheap-ass liquid natural gas. Reason being is that if the electrical grid fails because the AI data center wants to take up huge amounts of electricity in the locality it's in, the electrical grid goes off, so that AI doesn't die, so that the AI progress isn't all just magically just lost. They need backup generators. They need backup electricity. And that's what Power Solutions International does. They basically, generate the backup electricity that an AI, data center needs to keep operating. So that's one of the plays that I'm making. That's a very risk-on play. Don't put any money on that you can't afford to lose. Very risk-on.
But good. Well, go ahead, Alex. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, it was just like did we all see Donald Trump's speech to the UN? That was hilarious. Fucking good on him. Getting out there and get fucked with all listen, we can't fucking run the world if we don't have cheap and reliable electricity. And so all this green shit it's just not working. It's just not working. And so let's see now if everyone goes, yeah, you're right, it's not fucking working, and kind of flips. Because I was talking to Elias about, look, how could I get a data center started in Australia? And the answer is, unless I'm running the world's biggest sauna business to harvest the heat and send it to them, it's too expensive. Too expensive. Instead of it costing $500,000 a month on electricity, it'll cost, in Australia to do it, it'll cost you millions of dollars a month. And so you're not you just can't do it unless you've got a contract with the government who is happy to take massive losses, because the electricity cost is too high with how we're running everything at the moment. And so even in the US, you've only the grid is only 30 to 45%, depends where you are, efficient. So half the electricity just gets fucking lost into nowhere. And so at this stage, unless nuclear is really the only viable thing at the moment that could give that electricity generation, but everyone is nuclear. So either AI just kind of the wave goes, and then everyone goes, it's bullshit. I don't need to spend $10,000 of electricity to ask my AI where the local cafes in my area are that are nice.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'll tell you what. I think I may have told you this, Alex, but I don't know if you've heard. But do you know, since ChatGPT's inception, Google has lost 30%, 30% search volume. 30. Imagine you're Google and you're dominating forever, and then Sam Altman comes out in December 2022 with OpenAI, and you see a 30% drop, and it keeps dropping. It keeps going down. That's crazy.
YouTube
AI
just signed a deal with Israel, so it's deserved.
Say what?
YouTube just signed a deal with Israel, so it's deserved.
Oh, did YouTube sign a deal with Israel?
Yeah, $45 million in pro-Israeli governmental advertising got greenlighted.
Give me some of that fucking money. I'll wear a fucking yarmulke. I'll wear a fucking yarmulke and say shalom. Give me some of that Israeli money. Yeah, well, I mean, if you talk about, just the big picture, AI is here to stay. It's no going back. People are going to become extremely dependent on AI. AI, if you've ever played a video game, when you're an RPG character and you have a little fairy or a little thing following you around, assisting you, that is AI. That's coming to the real world. People are going to have little robots following them around with personalities and shit. They're going to be crime robots. There's going to be crime AIs. I'm terrified about AI scams because I see video and I'm like, holy shit, that looks so real, and it's not. And people are so fucking dumb. We're cooked, bro. What the fuck? I know people that get conned on stupid phone calls, and now you can have a 3D rendering of me. Hey, mom, can you wire me some money? The terrorists got me.
That's no. I love this is it's Brad Pitt here. Angelina has left me for dead, and I need money for a hospital visit. And people get scammed by that all the time, millions of dollars a year. And so just imagine when you will actually see Brad Pitt. You'll be talking with him. You're like, man,
my
I loved him in
God,
those
dude.
movies.
You can finally see the Nigerian prince.
Oh God.
I'm with you, Billy. That's exactly what I was thinking. Right now, it is like
Yeah.
a slightly better version of Navi, but still fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Hello.
You know, but I use
But it will get
AI.
good. It will get good.
I use AI literally every day for hours per day. Like I obsessively, I talk to AI, I strategize with AI. I like if somebody's like having a text conversation with me and I find like they might be rude, I'll take a screenshot. Like, is this person being rude? Like, can you tell me, am I the one who's wrong here? And it's like, actually, socially, you know, so it's there. It's not going away. So the thing is, the good news and how we're going to connect this all to crypto, because that's what I'm going to show you guys right now. The currency of AI is going to be crypto. The AI is not going to be dishing out fucking coins and shooting out fucking dollar bills, you know? And if you want to talk about the AI dominance, take a look at this.
Ooh,
As you guys know,
there's
I use KaitoAI. This is an AI that is an aggregate of all the conversations happening on social media. As you can see right now, the top 20 crypto. Actually, let's make this full screen show this everybody. So this is the top 20 coins people are talking about. Number one is Bitcoin. As you guys remember, like about 3 months ago, it was everything was it looks like it kind of balanced it out. But if you look like 3 months ago, everything was mainly Ethereum was at the top
that's
here.
like neck and neck. Yeah.
You know, as it averages out, we kind of get back. But as the last 24 hours, Bitcoin is number one, Ethereum is number two, Solana is just a close second there.
Yeah.
Kaito launched their own bullshit and fucked this all up just to advertise. I hate this company. These are the people that make the AI. They're all pieces of shit. The sales staff, they're so lazy. They're so rude. XPL, I paid 10 grand for this and they treat me like shit. Can you believe that? USDC's up there. Aster is one of the hotter coins that was recently launched out on the market. And then Polymarket's up here. So there's that. Let's go to the narrative. Now look at the narrative. It has been consistently number one the entire bull market. Now it's 33%. AI is at the top. DeFi is holding in. It was at 22% at its highest that I've seen it, 22, 23. It is kind of going back, taking a second place here. Memes were the thing in 2024. Donald Trump killed the memes with his Trump meme coin. He really did. He ended them all. We got a couple good memes here and there. It was a good run. People I've heard made a couple million, may or may not have heard of these people. ZK, all this other stuff. GameFi is never going to be a thing. Sorry, Alex Becker. Just fucking kill yourself.
That's it.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry, pal. Like, stick to marketing. You're all right. And then if you even look at the KOL and mindshare indicators, I mean, Ansem used to be at the top. These are key indicators. Mert is there. CZ from Binance is number 2. Vitalik's up there. Ansem still is holding up there. People like to call him Scamson.
Yeah.
He's up there. And but again, the thing that really just takes it home is really the AI here is at the top of the dominance, guys. So what does that say for us? Where does that put us now? Well, as we've been saying all year, we have been telling you, like, everything is boiling down to the fucking Q4. And like, boy, oh boy, I didn't expect to be this right, but here we are.
Yeah.
You know, okay, Steve, I want to start with you because you're in TradFi. I have some interesting news to show as well, but how do you see this playing out? Do we top in December, cool off? From your perspective, obviously nobody knows what's going to happen, but we're all going to give educated guess. We are pretty smart. Between the three of us, we all have generated, 7 figures plus and stuff. Whether we kept it is another story. Find out on the next episode. But not divulging anybody's tax information here. I've lost all my money personally. I'm broke. I'm holding on for dear life over here. But Steve, take it away. What do you think, pal?
If I had to give a guess, I would say, if I had to give like a day, I would guess maybe like a week before they announce a rate cut in December, or like a few days, like when the market's trying to price in what that basically third rate cut will look like. between September and December. I think that's where the most confusion and the most like, where do we price securities or not price securities at, and thanks to rate cuts will be. I think after the rate cut is actually passed, that'd probably be a sell the news event. There's been multiple times where the day that they actually cut rates, things actually sell off because it was already priced in. So if you had to ask me for like one specific day, that would be my guess.
Okay, so basically the first week of December, because it's the December 10th is the rate cut, right?
So you think that for a top, or do you think that for?
If you have to like pin me down for like an exact when would the top be, that would be my guess. I guess.
Cool. So start of December, and then I'd say from an absolute like, if we're just saying 60-day cycle. If we say the low was in on the 26th of September, 45 days later, we are on the 10th of November. So you could say there's a top there, or you might go for another 15 days to the end of November and then the last push. And you have like that day 15 kind of time frame left translated, and that would align with sort of the first week and a bit of December. So it's kind of, you're looking at that month, 10th of November, as just your general 10th of November to the 10th of December is your just general time frame. Originally, we had October if this was still part of the previous weekly cycle and we were still sort of going up. But now we sort of don't have enough time to, like we're in October. So if you're telling me that in 3 weeks' time, we're going to be at $187,000, like that's not, I don't think that's possible. But if you're going to say that by middle of November, we're at 140 or even higher, and then middle of November at 140 and then start of December, we're getting up to the 160, 180. That is possible. Of course, we're going to play it level by level, but that sort of just kind of checks out, basically.
I think if I were, because I'm putting on the cap of I'm a piece of shit in Wall Street and I want to fuck over the general public. Okay. My name is Jamie Dimon. My name is Larry Fink. Okay.
Shalom.
100% Jewish BlackRock executive board. Shalom. Give me some of that fucking Israeli money, BB. All right. I will say, I think we're going to have a top in December. Everything reminds me of a 2017. A 2017 melt up when we had December, I believe it was like December 12th was the all-time high in 2017. I'm not entirely sure, but let me just show you guys exactly what I'm talking about because, I've been in crypto like when I bought my first Bitcoin, guys, it was right here, like right here, like right around here. It was like $800, like around December 13th, 2016. That's when I bought my first Bitcoin. Now we're here. And everybody told me, you're crazy. Boom, here we are. Casually sitting disappointed at $118,000 Bitcoin. Yep. Casually disappointed. I think that the government shutdown is helping. And I think all of this is coordinated. I don't trust the Republicans. I don't trust the Democrats. Everything's connected. Everything's coordinated. And as you can see here, it was just a slow but gradual melt up in 26. It's kind of small for you guys at home, but I'm trying to do you justice here. But it was a slow but gradual melt up to an all-time high. And then Ethereum did its all-time high in January. Don't get any fucking hope, people. All right. And then it was just all shit after that. It was devastation. It was poverty. 2018 was one of the worst years of my life. Led me to the launching of the show, though. So was it really that bad? I don't know. But I lost like $70,000 in the first bull run. So that was pretty terrible. Devastating for me at the time. Now I lose that before fucking lunch every day. And then 2021, we did better. I lost $1 million in 2021. And then here we are in 2025. And I'm going to blow my brains out on camera. So But hey, it is what it is. I think things are looking good. One thing I wanted to point out to you guys, little bit creepy, a little bit weird, but also kind of like if you want to talk about they're going to use Bitcoin and stuff like this to enslave us all, possibly. Because if you take a look at this, did you guys see this today? This is in New York. A new basic income pilot is giving low-income New Yorkers $12,000 in cryptocurrency to study how to alleviate poverty and improve quality of life. This initiative is funded by Coinbase. So,
And Zoran Mamdani.
well, there you beat me to it. The guy who can't even bench press 135 pounds wants the communist Muslim. Jesus Christ, bro. Deuce fault, bro. Where are my Christian brothers? Get the swords, get the shields, get the fucking, it's crusades times, boys. This is insane, but this is coming. And I think this truly is going to be the solution to people being homeless with AI or jobless AI. Universal basic income is going to come. And
yeah, they did a, I forget who was the guest, but it was like a Diary of a CEO episode that appeared on YouTube for me a couple of weeks ago, and they were talking about this exact thing, like AI making people redundant. And what the hell are we going to do if, like, unemployment is, in the many millions? If you got 20-30% of the population just unemployed, and they're like, oh, just universal basic income. And the guest was just like, well, if you just break down the maths, this was in the UK. They're like, there literally is we're spending more than the entire GDP to give those unemployed people like the equivalent of like $12,000-13,000 a year. So that's not enough. Like, there's just we literally cannot give everyone a universal basic income that is enough for people to live. There'll still need to be some other way to make up for the shortfall, which at the present doesn't exist or no one's talking about. So yeah, we'll see. Well, we just have to hope. Otherwise, we could all just retrain and be electricians working in the data centers.
Yeah. Alex, have you ever worked in a restaurant in your life?
Yeah.
What kind of restaurant did you work in?
Fish and chip shop, and then the cafe at a boutique kind of shopping.
At the end of the day, did they just throw away a lot of food?
That's true, actually. In general, they try not to. Like, the employees would just take it home with them, really. But yeah, in some places, they throw out so much stuff. It's crazy.
We have enough for everybody. It's just like, this is gonna sound like fucking, bear with me, but like, because of capitalism and how like everybody's just like, I like how I yawn. I said capitalism. Steve's like, oh, fucking fag. But like fucking they would. I used to work at Olive Garden. It's like an Italian chain restaurant here in the United States. And they would throw away troughs of food every night.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't even give it to the employees or homeless people because they were worried that you'd get sued for fucking food poisoning. And it's just like so insane. So I'm really not too worried about the future, because literally we have so much that we're raping the ocean extinct.
Yeah,
like,
good point.
To sell for fucking paper. Like that, like, let's rape the ocean extinct and everybody has paper so we can buy fucking bags or whatever the shit people are buying. So I'm really not too worried. I think that people are kind of like, you want to lean towards like extremism and you want to be like, oh, it's the end, everything's end is coming. But reality is it's not the case. I think the closest thing we got to that was this guy right here, but if you avoided that during big C19 and I think you'd be okay. But I think that's pretty much what we got for you guys. I mean, wait, listen, we told you Q4 this shit was gonna happen. It's day 1 of Q4 and here we are. So we're gonna be with you. Listen, James Brooks, I don't know, he might be dead. He just disappeared one day. He just doesn't call, doesn't text. He's disappeared from the show. But me, Steve, and Alex, we're holding down. Elias, just so you guys don't know, Elias is right now at token 2049 in Singapore. And I saved this for the end for the best people who want to listen. He told me he's talking to a lot of these insiders for who are operating exchanges, guys, if you're hoping for an alt season, it's not coming. There is no alt season. It's a psyop. They're lying about it. There is no alt season. Pay attention to what's working. Okay, if you've been waiting for Polymos or fucking Illuvium or Hex or fucking Pulse Chain, if you're waiting for any of these things, Gala, any of these things, it's over, bro. Just like wait for that final pump and just kind of take your losses out and join us on season 3 of Tokyo Crypto Show and then for the 2027-2028 bull run. But other than that, you're cooked, bro. You're fucking cooked. I love you. I hate to say I told you so, but I told you so. And we've been telling you guys, like, if you watch us, we've ran a really good show. We're closing out the last 3 months. We're gonna do it till the end of the year. If things are going crazy or whatever in January. But I know the Tokyo Crypto Show research team and shit. We have our degenerate fucking Bangkok trip being planned, and so we're gonna have a blast. And we'll be watching you guys until the end of the year. So pay attention. We really hope. This is so funny. Charlie McKellum apologizing again. Guys, we're going to be here. We're going to be here and transparently giving you data for free, not selling shit. Like, all of us, we're here because we genuinely like the game of making money. We haven't sold you shit for over a fucking year. Think about it. We've literally just been showing up with goodwill to show you how fucking good we are at marketing this shit and like marketing this information to you guys. And a lot of you have made money. So you're welcome. Thanks so much. Anything else you guys want to say in closing?
Nah, buckle up, I guess. Let's see what happens.
All right, fuck faces. We love you.
Hey,
Peace out.
I'm doing all the things that